John French Sloan, an American painter and etcher of the late 19th and early 20th centuries, stands as a pivotal figure in the Ashcan School of American Realism. Born on August 2, 1871, in Lock Haven, Pennsylvania, Sloan's journey from a working-class background to becoming one of the most influential artists of his time is a testament to his talent, perseverance, and keen observational skills. His work, characterized by its honest depictions of urban life and social realism, helped shape the course of American art and continues to resonate with audiences today. Sloan's early life was marked by frequent moves and financial struggles. His father, James Dixon Sloan, was an itinerant watchmaker and cabinet maker whose business ventures often failed, forcing the family to relocate several times. Despite these challenges, young John showed an early aptitude for drawing, a talent encouraged by his mother, Henrietta Ireland Sloan, who herself had artistic inclinations. The family eventually settled in Philadelphia in 1876, where Sloan would spend his formative years and begin his artistic journey in earnest. As a teenager, Sloan's artistic abilities caught the attention of his high school teachers, who encouraged him to pursue his talents. However, financial necessity forced him to leave Central High School in Philadelphia at the age of 16 to help support his family. He found work as a cashier and bookkeeper at Porter & Coates, a dealer in fine books and prints. This job, while not directly related to art, proved to be a fortuitous turn of events for Sloan. It exposed him to a wide range of artistic works, and allowed him to study and copy the illustrations he saw in the books and prints that passed through the shop. During his time at Porter & Coates, Sloan began to teach himself drawing and etching techniques. His natural talent, combined with his diligent self-study, soon led to freelance work, creating puzzles and copying photographs for local newspapers and periodicals. This early commercial work, while not high art, provided Sloan with valuable experience and a modest income to supplement his day job. In 1890, at the age of 19, Sloan took a significant step in his artistic development by enrolling in evening classes at the Pennsylvania Academy of the Fine Arts. Here, he studied under the renowned Thomas Anschutz, who had been a student of Thomas Eakins. Anschutz's emphasis on careful observation and realistic representation would have a lasting impact on Sloan's artistic approach. It was during this period that Sloan began to develop his distinctive style, characterized by a focus on everyday urban scenes and a keen interest in the lives of ordinary people. The early 1890s marked a pivotal time in Sloan's life and career. In 1892, he left his job at Porter & Coates to work full-time as an artist for the Philadelphia Inquirer. This position allowed him to further hone his skills in illustration and gave him a steady income. More importantly, it was during this time that Sloan became acquainted with a group of artists who would profoundly influence his artistic development and career trajectory. Chief among these new acquaintances was Robert Henry, who would become Sloan's lifelong friend and mentor. Henry, along with William Glackens, George Lux, and Everett Shinn, formed a group of artists who shared a common interest in depicting the gritty realities of urban life. This group, which Sloan joined, would later become known as the Eight and form the core of the Ashcan School of American Realism. Henry encouraged Sloan to paint and introduced him to the works of European masters, particularly those of the Dutch school. Under Henry's influence, Sloan began to move away from illustration and towards painting as his primary artistic medium. He started to experiment with oil painting, often depicting scenes from the streets of Philadelphia that he observed during his daily life. In 1898, Sloan married Anna Maria Dolly Wall, a woman with a troubled past who would become his lifelong companion and frequent model. Their relationship was complex and at times tumultuous, marked by Dolly's struggles with alcoholism and mental health issues. Despite these challenges, Dolly remained a central figure in Sloan's life and work, appearing in many of his paintings and etchings over the years. The turn of the century brought significant changes to Sloan's life and career. In 1904, following the lead of Robert Henry and others in their circle, Sloan and Dolly moved to New York City. This move would prove transformative for Sloan's art. The bustling, diverse, and often chaotic life of New York provided endless inspiration for his work. He found subject matter in the tenements, streets, and parks of the city, particularly in the working-class neighborhoods around his home in Chelsea. In New York, Sloan continued to work as an illustrator to support himself, contributing to magazines such as Collier's and Harper's Weekly. However, his true passion lay in painting the scenes of everyday life he witnessed around him. Works from this period, such as 6th Avenue and 30th Street, 1907, and McSorley's Bar, 1912, demonstrate Sloan's keen eye for the details of urban life and his ability to capture the essence of a moment or place. Sloan's New York period also saw him become increasingly involved in the city's artistic and political scenes. He joined the Socialist Party in 1910 and became art editor of The Masses, a radical political magazine, from 1912 to 1916. His political beliefs influenced his art, leading him to focus even more intently on the lives of working-class people and social issues of the day. In 1908, Sloan participated in a landmark exhibition at the Macbeth Galleries in New York. This show, featuring works by the Eight, Sloan, Henry, Glackens, Lux, Shin, Ernest Lawson, Maurice Prendergast, and Arthur B. Davies, marked a turning point in American art. The group's focus on urban realism and their rejection of academic conventions challenged the prevailing artistic norms and helped pave the way for modernism in American art. Despite the critical attention garnered by the 1908 exhibition, commercial success eluded Sloan for many years. He sold his first painting in 1913, at the age of 42. This lack of financial success was a source of frustration for Sloan, but it did not deter him from pursuing his artistic vision. He continued to paint prolifically, capturing the energy and diversity of New York City life in works that are now considered masterpieces of American realism. Sloan's artistic development continued throughout his career. While he is primarily associated with the Ashcan School and its focus on urban realism, his style evolved over time. In the 1920s, influenced by the work of painters like Cézanne and the Cubists, Sloan began to experiment with more abstract forms and bolder use of color. This period saw the creation of works like The City from Greenwich Village, 1922, which combined his characteristic urban subject matter with a more modernist approach to form and color. Throughout his career, Sloan was also a dedicated and influential teacher. He began teaching at the Art Students League of New York in 1916, a position he would hold until 1938. As an instructor, Sloan emphasized the importance of personal observation and encouraged his students to find their own artistic voices rather than simply imitating established styles. His teaching philosophy, which stressed the importance of depicting life as it is actually experienced, had a significant impact on the development of American art in the mid-20th century. In addition to his work as a painter and teacher, Sloan was also a prolific printmaker. He produced numerous etchings and lithographs throughout his career, many of which depicted scenes from New York City life. These prints, with their intimate scale and detailed observations, offer a different but equally compelling view of Sloan's artistic vision. Works like Night Windows, 1910, and 6th Avenue Elevated at 3rd Street, 1928, demonstrate his mastery of the etching medium and his ability to capture the mood and atmosphere of the city. Sloan's personal life was marked by both joy and tragedy. His marriage to Dolly, while enduring, was often difficult due to her health issues. In 1943, Dolly passed away, and the following year, at the age of 73, Sloan married Helen Farr, a former student who was 41 years his junior. This late-life marriage brought Sloan happiness and stability in his final years. Throughout his life, Sloan maintained a strong connection to Santa Fe, New Mexico, where he first visited in 1919. He would return to Santa Fe nearly every summer for the rest of his life, finding inspiration in the landscape and culture of the Southwest. His work from this period, including paintings of Native American subjects and the New Mexico landscape, represents a significant departure from his urban scenes and demonstrates his versatility as an artist. As Sloan aged, his reputation in the art world continued to grow. In 1951, he was elected to the American Academy of Arts and Letters, a testament to his significant contributions to American art. Despite his increasing recognition, Sloan remained committed to his artistic principles and continued to paint and teach until the end of his life. John Sloan passed away on September 7, 1951, in Hanover, New Hampshire, at the age of 80. His legacy as an artist, teacher, and chronicler of American urban life in the early 20th century is secure. His works are now held in major museums across the United States, including the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the Whitney Museum of American Art, and the Philadelphia Museum of Art. Sloan's contribution to American art extends far beyond his individual works. As a key figure in the Ashcan School, he helped to shift the focus of American painting away from idealized scenes and towards a more honest, unvarnished depiction of contemporary life. His interest in the lives of ordinary people and his commitment to painting what he saw rather than what convention dictated helped to democratize American art and paved the way for later movements such as social realism. Moreover, Sloan's influence as a teacher and mentor to younger artists ensured that his approach to art making would continue to shape American painting long after his death. Many of his students went on to successful careers of their own, carrying forward Sloan's emphasis on keen observation and honest representation. In retrospect, John Sloan's career can be seen as a bridge between 19th century realism and 20th century modernism in American art. While he never fully embraced abstraction, his later works show an awareness of modernist techniques and a willingness to experiment with form and color. This evolution in his style, combined with his consistent focus on urban subject matter, makes Sloan's body of work a fascinating chronicle of both the changing face of American cities and the development of American painting in the first half of the 20th century. Today, John Sloan is remembered not only for his artistic achievements, but also for his role in shaping the course of American art. His commitment to depicting the realities of urban life, his technical skill as both a painter and printmaker, and his influence as a teacher have secured his place as one of the most important American artists of his generation. As we continue to grapple with issues of representation, social justice, and the role of art in society, Sloan's work remains relevant and continues to inspire new generations of artists and art lovers alike.